Hey, what's up, guys? This is Gerardo Morillo. Today we're going to be talking about the tarot card called Death. So before I dive into what exactly death is, I just want to say that the tarot is a way to convey secrets to life in their medium, which was the card. I'm just going to give this little explanation for people who are not familiar with the tarot and who think that tarot is satanic or evil. Tarot in and of themselves is just another form of displaying human truths. Sometimes it's very difficult to remember everything that you have that's stored inside your brain. So what they did was that they put all the secrets and all their knowledge, or at least the most important ones, in a medium called cards. So whenever they needed to retrieve a certain information, they can just look at the card and it would access that part of their mind that contained all the meanings and all the answers, etc. So it was a way for them just to refresh the information. So in and of themselves, tarot is not good, bad, or anything. It's just another way to convey secrets of life in a card form. So today we're going to be talking about the card Death. What is death? Death is a change. It is a transformation. It is a transition. It is trying to say that to get to the next stage, sometimes you must die. In role-playing games, you go from level 1 to level 2. So you have to die from level 1 to go to level 2. In real life, what this means is that sometimes you have to die in your old ways. You have to die in terms of how you used to think and how you used to behave and how you used to act. So this is what we mean by death. So this is why sometimes we get a little spooked out by the concept of death, or we get spooked out by the kind of preconceived idea of what they're trying to show. They show a scary picture, and then the word death, it frightens the subconscious mind of most people who don't understand the meaning behind what they're actually trying to show. Most religions think that tarot is like satanic or evil. And what's more, tarot is just as a way to convey truths. In fact, the Bible contains a lot of the same overlap and a lot of the same ideas as the tarots. So whether that's a coincidence or not is very hard to know. But the major point entirely is that the Bible and the tarots, they say more or less the same thing as well. If they knew how to cross-reference it, they would understand that the tarots and the Bible are trying to say the same thing. So it's just different mediums to convey the human elements and secrets to life. So back onto death. Sometimes we have to die to our old ways so that we can acquire something new. What are some things that you need to let go of so that you can acquire something new? What are some habits that must die? What are some habits that you must get to acquire your desire? Everything requires a sacrifice of some sort. If one plays video games all day, one cannot make income. So one must sacrifice video games for work to make income. Everything in life is a trade. So in a typical job place, you trade your time for dollars. So the card Death is actually trying to convey this meaning. Whatever you desire, you must give something up. If you want to change, you have to die to your old ways. So death is also trying to say it's an illustration. Now, even further, death is also used to demonstrate a death of, I don't know, you could say, death is actually used in multiple different ways, which is why the card itself can be confusing. So in terms of inner transformation, death is saying you must change, you must die to your old ways to become life, to acquire the new. However, death is also can be used as a form of death of a time period, death of an era, death of a major era shift. So, for example, even on the big picture level, you could say that death to the old ways of how we used to be. So, for example, from the primitive to the higher level, we died from the caveman era, and now we're evolving past into a more enlightened and civilized modern reality. So death also contains that concept as well. So the card death is used in multiple different ways. You just have to see like what context the card death is being referred to. But the inner meaning behind death is change, transformation, and transition. Most of the time they're saying that to acquire something, you must die to get that thing that you desire. If you want money, you have to sacrifice your time for it. If you want to be rich, you have to sacrifice. What are some of the habits that you got to give up? And what are some of the habits that you need to obtain? That is what death is trying to say. The same thing can be said about romance. Now, also death is also used in terms of now this relationship must die. For example, sometimes a relationship is no longer working. It was good for a while. Now it's time for the death of this relationship, because now it's no longer serving its function anymore. So we go through these cycles and transitions, and sometimes we need to go through these cycles and transitions. But then death is saying, now it's time to give it up. Now it's time for this situation to stop. And now it's time for something new. It's time for something else. So the card death is a very mysterious, eerie, very complicated card. The inner meaning is to change, a transition. And there's a lot of ways that death itself is used in multiple ways. This is why you have to pay attention in terms of what context they mean when they refer to death. But realistically speaking, death usually means a change of some kind. Death of the old for the new, etc., etc. This has been Gerardo Morillo. I hope you liked this one. I've been fascinated with the tarots lately because the tarots contain a lot of the inner secrets to reality itself. And as someone who I contain a lot of spiritual knowledge, I like that the tarots pretty much have all the information right there on the card form, so it's so convenient for me. So I don't always have to like think about, these different complicated ideas. Anyway, that's all for me today. I hope you liked this video on death. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Check out the resources down below. Also, be sure to check out my free ebook called Dominate the Online Business Game. Dominate the Online Business Game is my ebook that will teach you how to make passive income online. You'll learn how to make money while you sleep. You'll learn how to make money using the skills that you already have, the skills that you already own. And it's completely free. All you gotta do is just click on the link down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your comments. Tell me your suggestions. Tell me what are some of your input on this video. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Gerardo Morillo. Visit me on prosperityLifehacks.com.